Yeah, I welcome everybody to this day 2 challenge on SQL projects that we have been doing. So this is day 2 challenge. So and what are we looking at? We are looking at building a Coca-Cola analysis using SQL. So we have a table structure. So which is this? So this is the table structure that we have. So and if you look at it in Excel, the one CSV file that I sent was, so this is the raw file here, so you can see, so this is raw table file here. So I was able to create the table in SQL that load this data set that you are seeing here into SQL through it. So this is the table here. So you can see the table structure starting from the create table Coca-Cola. So the transaction date, the year, the quarters, the month, the day, the brand, faja, category, packing size, unit sold, gross revenue, discount. So and the data type, the discount is numeric, so net revenue is numeric, so COGS numeric is also numeric, so gross profit also is numeric. So I don't like that. Those ones that are text are defined by varchar, which is variable characteristics, and also put the length of their sizes there, which is 50. So some may be 100. So depend on the size of the length of your text that you are going to put inside the table. So after creating the table, I was able to fill my table by using select from the Coca-Cola sales, which is the table that I created. So after that, I able to fill the table. The table is very large actually, so very large actually, so I have to load a bit before we can fill the table. So let's go to the challenge itself. So the question we have in our challenge is to display all records from the data set. So which is the first questions that we are answering here. So what we need to do is to display all our table in the data set. So then the second say that we should only record where revenue is this. So this is the first question and it has been answered. So this is our table, this is our table, this is all we have in our data set. It's very large data set actually, so you can see that it's very big. So this is all our table, so this is all our table. So the second question says that we should show only record where revenue is what greater than 0. So and if you want to show that, you select from Coca-Cola, so where net fee is what less than 0. So you can say where the revenue is lesser than 0 in your data set. So make sure you select everything actually, so before you run your query to see your answer clearly. So now I'll run this, so and it's still loading to show me where revenue is lesser than 0. So where the revenue is lesser than 0 now is going to show the results for that. So and I'm going to see where the revenue is lesser than 0. So these are, greater than 0, so these are the revenue that is greater than 0. So you can see this is the results for that. So and if you look at the structure of every one of us, every one of these data, you can see that the net revenue is, all of them is greater than 0. So that's the result for this. So that's the result for this. We select from Coca-Cola where net revenue is greater than 0. So that's the simple query we are going to write there. So it's nothing very cumbersome or hard. So now let's look at the next question. Say list all the distinct region. So for us to get that, we will select a distinct region from Coca-Cola dataset. So now let's see the table. So these are the distinct region that we have in our data set. We have Asia Pacific, we have EMEA, Latin and America, and also North America. So now for the next one, we also is it that we should list all distinct product category. So list all the distinct product category. So for us to get distinct product, we select the distinct category from the what Coca-Cola sales. So that will give you the distinct category that we have a carbonate. So we have energy, we have juice, we have sport drinks. So these are the distinct categories that we have in our data set. Is it number 5 says count the total number of sales transactions. So for us to count the total number of sales transactions, we select the count as total transaction from what? Coca-Cola. So this will see what? Will show you the total number of sales transaction. The total number of sales transaction is 160,000 naira. So number 6 says that we will count how many transactions recorded a profit. So now what you need to do is to just select count as what? Profit transaction from Coca-Cola gross profit, where gross profit is greater than 0. So this will show you a record of transaction recorded, so and the profit. So we see 160,000 profit. So now is it that we count how many transactions recorded a loss, how many transactions recorded a loss. Let's find the loss. So loss will be what? Lesser than 0. So for us to get that, so we run this query. So loss transaction where gross is lesser than 0. So and our result is 0. So 0 loss, we have 0 loss. So now this shows transaction where unit sold is what? Greater than 1,000. So let's see this. So we want to see transaction where unit sold is greater than 1,000. So we don't have. So all of them are lesser than 1,000. So now we also want to see a record where revenue is what? Is 1 million. So let's see. Net revenue is 1 million. Let's see where the record. So we don't have. So now we want to find show transaction from the most recent years. So we want to find transaction for the most recent years. So in our data set, so it says select from the Coca-Cola where year is what? Select mass year from Coca-Cola. So we want to show transaction from the most recent year in our structure. So the most recent year is 2025. So we have this transaction being paid. So for the 2025. So now we want to see the intermediate level questions. Let's find the average revenue for profitable versus non-profitable transaction. So for us to get that, select the case when the gross profit is greater than what is 0, then the profitable s non-profitable and as a status. So average net revenue as what? As revenue from Coca-Cola. So run this one, is going to give you your answer. So this will give you the average revenue for profitable versus non-profitable transaction. So then the next question is say we should count the total transaction by region. So select a region count as a total transaction for Coca-Cola sales. So we want to find the count total transaction of what? People by region. So now Asia region have this 40,082 naira transaction. So IMA have this. So like that, all of them have their transaction. So we want to find the average revenue by region. So average revenue by region, so it's going to give us this. So now for us to get select the region, the average revenue as average revenue from Coca-Cola sales. So this will give you this. The average revenue is for all of them is this. So and the one that have the most highest average revenue is North America. So find the question 14 say find the average profit by product category. So if you select the category, so an average gross profit, so it's going to give you this. So now let's see the results for the questions that were asked to do. So the average profit by product category is this, carbonate is this, energy is this, juice is this. So and the sport drink is what? 104.94. So the highest average profit by product category is energy drinks. So it's one that have the highest average profit by category. So now we want to count how many loss making transactions occur in each region. So now for us to get the how many losses making transaction, so we select the region, count as a loss count. So and from the Coca-Cola sales gross profit, so to get the average loss, so we don't have loss. So now we want to find the average unit sold for profitable and for non-profitable transaction. So for us to get that, we select case when gross profit is greater than 0, then the profitable yes, non-profitable and as a status. So to get it, so now we are going to see the average unit sold for profitable and non-profitable. So for profitable we get this, so that means we have the average profitable. So if it's not profitable, we see not profitable but it's profitable. So and the profit is $272,000. So that's how to get your profitable. So now we have a show, is a show profit margin. So for us to get the profit margin by region, so this is how to go about that. You select region average profit margin. So average profit margin for each every one of them it is. So them all of them almost have the same profit margin for each region. So now we want to find the average revenue by product. So average revenue by product is select the brand, then average net revenues so by product. So now for each product, this is the average revenue for each product. This average revenue for each product, and we can see that Power 8 have most highest average revenues by each product. So now we want to identify a region with highest total loss, and so we want to find the identify region with the highest total loss. So the region that have the highest total loss, so we run this, is going to give us the region that have the highest total loss. So we don't have a region, so you don't have any answer for that. So show average cost per unit for profitable or non-profitable transaction. So now for us to get that, so let's run this to see that. So if you select this and run this, execute this query, so this is going to give you the average cost per unit for profitable or not profitable. So for profitable we have this, so 0.394. So that's for the average. So we want to look for the advanced questions. So say rank product category by highest total revenue. So for us to get that, we select the category, so I rank it by what? By category. We set the highest, we want to find the product. So we have seen the product here, so the total revenue for each product is this. Then we rank it, every one of them, by their ranking. So the carbon date is the most highest what total revenue among all of them. So we see that ranking by 1. So why the other ones 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? So that's how we get the ranking. So select categories, then what as a what total revenue, then rank it by over order by sum, then net revenue, descending as what revenue ranking from what Coca-Cola says, group it by category. So that's how to get your ranking. So identify the product with the highest total profit. For us to get the highest total profit, so select this and run this to get that. So now we want to find the transaction where revenue is above. So Monster is the one that have the highest revenue. So that's that. So now you say identify the product with highest total revenue. So Monster is the answer. So find the transaction where revenue is above the company average. So transaction